another reason why they put me in the Vibe magazine is so all the guys who wanted extras would know who to look for at the parties and to laugh at me because they took advantage of me after they drugged me and I was unconscious. The Fed said, well, allegedly, I'm not gonna say, someone said that when they did the raid, I'm on them tapes and there's multiple A-list celebrities running a train on me, including certain people that are presidential.
Damn. And she got receipts? Man, it's about to be a good one today. Let's go. Yes, sir. It's your boy KD, and I'm back for another one. And I'm telling you today, I got a good one. We are going to review the video that content creator Lionel B did an interview with one of Diddy's accusers. And when I tell you, you don't want to miss this. It's a lot of allegations, and I'm telling you, it gets crazy. Man, I'm going to quit talking about it, and we just going to get to the video, and I'll tell you my thoughts afterwards. Let's go.
Now, peeps, I sat down today for a super exclusive interview with one of Diddy's accusers, Adria English. She's been in the media a lot lately with serious allegations against Sean Diddy Combs, accusing him of despicable and horrendous acts. The disgraced mogul is currently in custody, housed at Brooklyn, MDC, one of the most notorious prisons in the U.S. that was also the home of Epstein, where he was mysteriously taken out. Now, this is an interview that you don't want to miss. She revealed the dark secrets of working for Diddy, the feds telling her she was found on tapes with famous politicians, Diddy having threesomes with his mom, and more. Be prepared to be floored, and make sure you watch this whole entire video. How did you initially come in contact with Diddy?
Okay, it's a cute story. I'm from California. Prior, I had never been on the East Coast in my entire life. I had never been to Florida. I had never been to New York, nowhere on the East Coast. And a guy I was dating, Anthony Gallo, he's from Cali. We were both from Cali. He got an opportunity. He got scouted by a guy in LA who was a reputable scouting agent. It was initially Wilhelmina Models. And so they gave him the opportunity to come to New York for an audition. When he went out there, he ended up getting a lot of callbacks, but he was back in LA. And they said, well, you know, you're getting all these callbacks, but if you're going to model for real, we need you out here. So he had never been on the East Coast either. So he was like, and at this time, my family had found out that I had done adult movies. Now, mind you, I had an ex-boyfriend, Jake Steed. He was my boyfriend at first, and he manipulated me into the adult film industry. I only did 8 movies in a 6-month period of my life in the year 1999, but those 8 movies in 6 months follow me to this day. And I signed a residual contract, and Jake Steve been collecting all the money. He done put me on Pornhub. I'm everywhere. And they said he hiding out in South America. He been collecting my money the last 20-some years. I'm the one that gave Ray J and Kim Kardashian the connect. If you look at the production team, you can see we have the same production team. You see mine was filmed first. Me, Ray J, Brandy, we all grew up in the same church, the Church of Christ. Brother Norwood, their father is my vocal coach, so that's how we already knew each other. But they got famous with theirs because Kim Kardashian had a little bigger of a name because of her dad. So when Anthony got scouted, we ended up, my family had found some member of our church, my church from 9 years old had found out I did adult movies. They brought it to the minister, who brought it to my parents. And when I came home from work, I was working as a telemetry technician in the critical care unit at Hoag Hospital in Newport Beach. And when I came home from my shift, my parents had it on the big screen. Me with an it in my mouth.
Oh, man. That had to be crazy. You go home from work, you done had a long day, and you walk in the house to your parents' crib, and you just see yourself doing the nasty. Wow. That had to be crazy. That had to be a wild day. Like what can you say? Like, how do you explain that? And, you know, I don't know, man. I know everybody know that their kids are doing stuff. I don't know what I'll say. I don't have a daughter, so it's a little different. But I don't know what I'll say if my child came in. Well, if I found a tape that my child was doing that type of stuff, man, that gotta, woo, that's a lot. That's a lot. Embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Yeah, you'll be ready to get the hell on. Like, you know what? Yeah, you know, I'm gonna do me, do my life, and I'm out. Yeah, that's crazy.
No. Your
The
parents had that on there?
firstborn, the valedictorian, literally, the sheltered one from the suburbs who had never even had sex before in their knowledge. You know, the innocent one, their love child on the big screen with it. So when I shame my family like that,
What was that like walking into there and seeing that on the screen?
it was the worst day of my life. I still feel the memory, and it haunts me the same way Diddy haunts me to this day. I can still remember the way I felt, how my parents looked at me, you know. And then, so when Anthony got the opportunity to move to New York, I was like, man, hell yeah, because I did the movies in '99, but they didn't find out until 2004. And that was the same time Anthony got asked to move to New York. So I said, man, I'm going with you. And then when we got out there, Anthony was going to go see whatever. He ended up getting an audition with Ford Models, and then Ford signed him. That was Cassie Ventura's same agency. And so we were from Cali, and we had an apartment in the middle of Manhattan. So all the models in between their go-sees and their auditions would come hang out at our apartment. And we had the weed, and that's when weed was hella illegal. So we was from Cali, we had the weed. Anthony looked good. I was working at Larry Flynt's Hustler Club, so I was already the hottest stripper because Manhattan is only 11 miles, about 13 miles. I'm from Cali, the West Coast. All the East Coast people grew up together. They don't know me and Anthony like that, so they're intrigued. I look good, he look good. It's 20 years earlier. I'm 46 right now. I'll be 47 in January. So imagine me in my 20s, you know what I'm saying? Body was extra banging, and even now, everything's real, butt real, lips real, nose real. I've never had a million behind me, so just imagine that.
So tell us a little bit more about how you guys actually got into doing these Diddy parties and him propositioning your dude.
Anthony is signed to Ford Models. Cassie is coming over to our apartment, hanging out. We're all friends. We actually started.
Oh, you was hanging out with Cassie?
Yeah, she would come over our apartment too, because her and Anthony were both signed to Ford Models. We were convenient right there in the middle of the city. So in between your auditions, your castings, you would come smoke weed and hang out at the bomb couple from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We had the doorman building. We was popping, and so so we all had our own private stories of because you know, East Coast music was a soundtrack to our lives, you know, from the West Coast. Like, we was fans of everybody. Mary J. Blige, Biggie, 112, Craig Mack, Mace, you know, Black Rob, you know, Dirty Money, Diddy, you know, everybody, you know. Lil' Kim, shout out to Lil' Kim. I got to meet her with T-Pain. She was very nice. She was very nice to me. So when we got there, we all had our own, like, when me and Anthony got there, we had our own vision of what we would do if we ever met these certain people, Jay-Z, Diddy, and all that. And then Cassie did too. Her and Anthony were inspiring models. And Cassie wanted to sing and stuff. Anthony, he just more wanted to model, smoke weed, look good, get his dick up type shit. Cassie, she wanted to model, but she wanted to sing. She wanted to be an entertainer. And so we all had dreams to meet Diddy. So then, fast forward, Anthony ends up getting called to audition for Diddy for the Sean John campaign. So he never invites me along to his auditions or his go-sees, but this particular day he invited me because he knew I was a fan. Like, he knew I was going to be mad that you went to the damn thing and you didn't take me, you know what I mean? Because I you know, wanted to meet people and stuff. I was already a dancer. I was already moving and shaking. I already had a gang of athletes and whatever, but the music industry, because I rap and sing, that's where I wanted to get into. So, long story short, we sitting in the waiting room, and one of his homeboys that frequents our apartment comes out of the thing, and he's looking mellow mad, like, shh. And so, low-key, me and Anthony laughing. We was like, he must not have booked it. Like, he's salty. Like, we laughing to each other, like, you know. And then they called him. And then when they called him, I'm like, yeah, you got this, my nigga. Like, you know, I'm dapping on you. And then that's when two-way pages was out. So when they called, I flipped my two-way up. So I'm on my two-way lining up some money for later on. All of a sudden, I just hear, man, fuck that. And the door that flew up, and it was, I'm like, what? And like, Anthony is a very good-looking guy. His mother is, you know, African-American black lady, and his father is an Italian man. And actually, the wine, Gallo wine, that's his family. And allegedly, his dad got, like, basically shunned from his family for choosing up on a black woman. And he went on to have a few kids, and all of them are boys, and they're all very good-looking guys. But his dad chose to be poor to follow his heart and be with a black woman. And so, allegedly, his dad still to this day rides a bike in Northern California. He's from Northern California. He had moved down to L.A., and so even though he was a good-looking guy mixed with black and Italian, he wasn't no punk. Like, it wasn't no gay in him. It wasn't no, you know, bitch in him. Like, he was like a thug, but he a pretty boy. So, like, I guess they underestimated him, thinking that because he was so good-looking that he go that way. So he was more than offended. He was on some gangster shit. Like, he got me fucked up. So when we were in the elevator, I was like, man, what happened? He was like, man, like, he gave me that look like, man, shut the f-. And I was like, all right, because it was people in the elevator. So I was like, all right. So when we got, you know, out the elevator, I'm like, what's up? I'm like, why you tripping? He was like, man, nigga asked me to suck his dick. I said, who asked you to suck his dick? He said, Puffy. So we was calling him Puffy.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's crazy. Like, and see, back then, social media wasn't like it is right now. Like, information didn't just fly around like that. Like, if you wasn't there, you really didn't know. And then Puffy was so big back then, he could make anything disappear. You know what I mean? And then, man, you know, that's crazy because you could be bold back then. Because, like, who's going to believe it? You can be bold. You can be really bold. And then, you know, you assume, you know, models was like, you know, you look at those dude models. I got a friend who's a model. He not like that or whatever. But you just kind of assume it with models because, you know, they whole thing is about how good they look, or, you know, they trying to sell clothes or something. But that's bold to be in an audition and the man just tell you that. And at that time, it's like, who you gonna talk to? I mean, who would have believed it? Like, honestly, at that time, you know, Kim dating Kim Porter, I think, at the time. I mean, Diddy's dating Kim Porter, my bad. But, yeah, so, yeah, who was going to believe that? Like, I don't care what you say. Nobody was going to believe that back then, that Diddy would have did that in front of everybody like that. But that's possible. Yeah, I could see it happening. You don't know if it happened, but, man, this story sounds kind of true. I mean, the way she's telling the story, it sounds like something that you would say to your friends or something, you know. Woo! Diddy is evil, man. For real.
Back then, Puff. Well, I said, no, he didn't. And it broke my heart, broke her arm, and I was like, nah. And he was like, he asked me to suck his dick. I was like, oh. I was like, well, then, I see why, you know what I mean? For sure. Like, it's a wrap. That. He's like, I don't need that job that fucking bad. So I was like, for sure. You know what I mean? We got in the cab. We went back to our apartment. His homeboy ended up coming through. We smoked blunts. We laughed at it. We was like, that, you know what I mean? But then, because I was a dancer, I'm also in the regular go-go club scene. And I ran into Tamiko Thomas, who ended up being, I call her a handler, one of Diddy's handlers, wranglers. And she approached me with opportunity to help me and Anthony out. If I dance at Diddy's white parties, Anthony can go ahead and book the campaign. I agreed to dance at the white parties. Anthony booked the Sean John campaign. He was everywhere. He was on billboards, buses, bus stops, cabs, in the magazine, all at the same damn time. He was everywhere. But right now, if you go and try to Google any one picture of that Sean John campaign, Diddy done scrubbed it all. I can't even hardly find a picture.
Now, did Diddy remember him whenever he eventually got that gig? Was he like, oh, yeah, I remember you?
Yeah, because when he booked it, they had like a lounge party where it was like a celebration, like, hey, the new campaign, let's all. And it was a very small lounge, like only the models was there, the creative director, the photographer, Diddy, a couple other people, and that's it. And so he went over it. So it was kind of like, thank you for letting your girl work my parties. You know what I mean? You came out great, my nigga. He didn't say my nigga. He said, what did he say? You came out great, my guy. You're killing it, baby. You killing it. You know what I mean? So he basically tried to go over the fact that he had asked him to suck his, because he tried him and he didn't fall for it. So he felt stupid. He didn't know he was that thug.
So what was your reaction to that? I know both of you guys were upset. But were you thinking like, damn, ain't no Diddy was like this? Were you guys shocked?
I was, because I had been an ex, porn star, and I was currently an exotic dancer. For me, it was regular scheduled programming. Like, it's just what rich people with money do. Like, he tried it. He wanted to see, you know what I mean? To me, it was more funny, but Anthony took more offense. Like, no, he got me fucked up. So I had let it go. I was over it. When they asked me to work the parties, I was like, hell yeah, I would have did that shit damn near for free. You know what I mean? Just for the networking. I was a groupie at that point. And I didn't realize how pretty I was. I didn't realize they looked at me like that. And I extra didn't know that Diddy had gotten word of my former career in the adult entertainment industry that I was manipulated into by an ex-boyfriend that I only did for 6 months out of my life, that I wasn't trying. I didn't have aspirations to be a P-star, none of that. I got manipulated into it so somebody could basically get my residuals and be basically caking off of me the last 20 plus years. I was very sheltered, naive. My parents were from LA, and so they raised me in the suburbs because they didn't want me to experience anything they saw growing up in the hood. And so when I went to Long Beach State and they put me in the co-ed dorms, to the left were the athletes and to the right were the girls who were stripping to get through school, because they were all from LA, Compton, and Long Beach. I'm from Chino, California, a little nerdy girl with valedictorian. So when they were stripping to get through college, I kicked it with them. And that's how I ended up with Jake Steed. And he saw the innocence and naiveness in me. He got me to do their movies. And then when Diddy found out about it, they used that against me. And then he viewed me as somebody that was sexually exploited, worthy. And yeah. And he played on my heart. It's called coercion of the heart. When I told him that I rap and I sang, and he said I was dope. And he said he was going to bring me in I had a girl group out. Like, I'm the Beyonce of my group. They even told you that I was the dopest one. And it's called coercion of the heart. And he played on the fact that he knew I liked to rap, sing, and perform. And that's why he would bring me back year after year saying, you're getting closer, like initiation, you're getting closer. But it never happened. But he kept making me, sexually perform while he was wheeling and dealing and, getting jewelry from Jacob the Jeweler, cutting a deal with this person, recording me and him over there so he can extort that person out of woo-woo. We all didn't know, but he had a plan the whole time. And that's why he made people sign NDAs that said, you can't talk about what we went through until 20 years after I died. But I never signed that. Aubrey O'Day and Danity Kane and them, they got hit with that. I was already out the game. I was done from 2004 to 2009. By the time he was running around with them, I was already, on the way out.
So if I understand correctly, so basically he had you setting up people, man. Some of his high-profile people, he had you go over there so he can get video of certain...
No, he wouldn't say go over there so I can get video. He would hire me to work as a go-go dancer. They had 3 stages, positioned throughout his mansion. It was where he lived. It was his residence. It wasn't a club. It wasn't a lounge. And so it was just makeshift stages, 3 stages set up in his house, like for us to be checkpoints. Like my stage was over by the bar. Tamiko's stage was over by the food. Old girl's checkpoint was over there by the rooms if you wanted to go do something. So it's like, I think he kind of told the guests, hey, if you want to drink, look for, just look for a stage and you're going to find something you need. You know what I mean? So we were elevated above the crowd. And so, we were instructed to only drink from certain liquor bottles. It's the girls' champagne, it's the guys' champagne. Girls don't drink the guys' champagne. Girls don't drink the boys' champagne. And all the champagne was laced with ketamine, like horse tranquilizer, ecstasy. That's not allegedly. We were all doped up. And to this day, I believe we all, and I know I do, have a chemical imbalance. Like whenever I drink anything, it could be one glass of wine, all of a sudden I'm a stripper, I'm a P-star. Like on my mind, I just black out and I'm that. I'm She Diddy.
Oh, wow.
You know, Orlando Brown running around like I'm Puff. He not really acting like it to everybody else. Everybody looking like he want attention, like he wilding, like. But it's something about when he drugged you that he stood over you, like infusing himself into you while you laid there unconscious, and it's like it became a part of you. Because after a certain amount, they started calling me She Diddy. They're like, man, she act like Diddy. She just like Diddy. And hence, I've been She Diddy for the last 20 years. So I feel Orlando when he be like, man, I'm Puff. It's nice to meet you, I'm Puff. Because when we get faded, like, it's like he come out in us, like, and that's forever. That's why it's haunting us to this day.
How do you think he was able to, you know, but besides all the things you guys were laced with, you think he put maybe his DNA or something kind of strange into that concoction?
Yeah, the reason why he like to take, you know, we have a chakra in our anus, you know, guys and girls, and your chakra is a pathway to your soul. So because he's working for Lucifer, his goal is to take souls to hell. So that's why straight men, he wanted to turn them gay. You know, even if a gay man was gay, he wanted to make him be a pedophile and be with a minor. His thing was to take the soul. So that's why after a certain amount of time, he would make an announcement like, you better go on home because, you know, the party really about to crack now. And
man, this dude is evil. And you know what? Whatever he got coming to him, man, if this stuff is true, man, they need to lock him under the jail. Never let him out. Man, that's crazy. And she's describing all this situation and everything that's going on, and it's like, damn, it really sounded like she was really going through this, because the way the story is going, man, it don't sound like she's lying. This dude is evil, man.
And all of a sudden, everybody's demon would come out. And that's on God. Like, have you ever gotten, like, so faded or drunk where your body is doing stuff, but in the morning you have literally no recollection? Like, if it ain't from your homeboy showing you it, like, man, I recorded you, nigga. If it wasn't for him showing you, you would swear up and down you didn't do that shit. But then when he show you the video, you're like, what the? I jumped in the pool. I don't even know how to swim, my nigga. What? Like, I don't even remember that bitch. Like, what? It was like that.
That's that blackout drinking.
Right, but he had imagine everybody blacked out though. It doesn't matter if you a celebrity or that's why J-Lo left the country.
You know, the funny part about this, like, I think maybe this is when I was in my conspiracy days. Like, I used to watch a lot of videos about this stuff, and I remember it was something about the music industry, and I don't even know the dude who he was. I think he was somebody that was with UGK, and he did an interview, and it was just a straight little interview, you know, just talking, and he talked about how they would tape you. If you want to be an artist, they'll be videotaping and stuff, and they'll show you, they'll videotape you doing some, like, weird stuff, and then they'll tell you to sign this contract. And if you're saying, I'm not signing that contract, it's a bad contract, and then they put that tape on. And it's like, wow. Like, I'm telling you, this been going on for years. It just now it's coming out to the public, and we have social media, we have all these different outlets, and that information can come out, and the people in power don't have as much power as they used to. So before we start judging and saying, man, these people lying, man, a lot of this stuff been talked about for like over 20, 30 years. And I mean, people used to call me crazy for watching that stuff. And I just really just like, I guess because I saw some stuff even at the lower level, because I'm not big in anything by any means, but I have done some stuff and I've been in the industry, and you just see some weird stuff. And like I say, if you're not a part of that group, you don't get as far. There was the girl who did Friday and how her career went downhill. And it's because she got married. I think they did a TV show about it. And it was a bunch of women. I can't remember the name of it, but she was the girl in Friday that Cube was having all the issues with. And they brought her on TV, and she was talking about her situation about being homeless and things like that. And in that situation, she had married somebody, and they told her, we don't want you marrying her. I mean, marrying him. My bad. They didn't want her marrying him, or you can't be a part of this group because they didn't like him. They didn't feel like he should be a part of this group. She married him, and then her whole career just went down. Like, you didn't see her no more. You didn't hear about her. And yeah, this stuff is true. People been talking about this for years, but you didn't believe it, or you didn't know it was in this much depth. But yeah, these people are crazy, and they do whatever they can to stay on top. Don't believe these people are not doing whatever they can to stay on top. This is what these people do. For real.
The country. He had her sticking bottles and stuff up in my homegirl. She was only 11 years old. She the girl that they put on the private jet. They her with the jelly beans. They put on the private jet. They took her to the studio in New York, and then had the nerve to dress her up in a D&G sweater, do her hair, put makeup on her, and take a picture like a trophy. She only 11 years old in that picture, and that's not allegedly. And then the same girl,
J-Lo was messing around with...
Man, there's so many. I drop names on the neck, man. We talking about Diddy right now. But yeah. And then that's the same girl that in the magazine is laying on the table butt naked with fruit and food and stuff off of her, and we all eating off of her. I sucked the strawberry off her. She 14 years old laying on that table. She had a body like a grown woman. You don't think anybody's looking at that thinking that's a kid laying there. You're assuming it's a grown woman. So he made everybody be with a minor, against your will, and he recording the shit. Same girl needed to do a number 2 on stage. She performing. She told him, I need to go off stage. I need you to bathroom. He told her no. She ended up shit on stage. It was a wet. Went everywhere. And Denzel Washington grabbed up his wife, mobbed up to Diddy, and was like, man, you don't respect nobody. Had to run up out there. That's the incident they're talking about with Denzel Washington. Had to run up out of there.
So that's why Denzel and his wife left that party, because of that incident?
She shit on stage, and she was only 14 years. He didn't know she was 14. It was just the fact that she shit on stage and in front of everybody. And then Diddy took her to a room and beat her ass because she shit on stage. Then he would only give her water baths and not let her wash with soap. I'm going to say allegedly because she's still Jane Doe right now. I'm going to say allegedly. You know what I mean? It's allegedly. But she wants a DNA on 2 of his kids because they took 2 babies out of her. They kept her locked up and they had her babies at the house. The 2 babies they took out of her stomach. That's not allegedly.
Damn.
And allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, she had a threesome with Diddy and his own mama/auntie. And she had a threesome with Nelly and Diddy. That's not alleged.
No.
Allegedly. Sorry, Ashanti. I love you, Ashanti. Congratulations on the baby. I love y'all together. It was 20 years ago. Don't get mad at 20. We talking about 20 years ago. Don't get emotional. We just telling our truth. People, please. Don't get mad. It's some of y'all's favorites. It's gonna kill y'all. It's gonna devastate y'all when you hear the names involved, because we all grew up on these people. We all love these people. We'd have never thought these people would have been involved in the things that they're involved in. We're just telling our truths, everybody, and it was 20 years ago. So please don't judge us or say we lying. We're being nice enough to let y'all know what's going on from an insider point of view. If you were not even there, don't tell somebody they lying when you weren't even there.
Big facts. And fans love to say, that people are capping or people are just coming up with stories. Now, hold on. Before we move forward, I'm still stuck on, you said Diddy and his mom and his auntie,
No, Diddy's mom is really his auntie that's been claiming to be his mom this whole time. She's the one with the white nails. That's why he has that fetish. She's been picking him since he was adolescent because his daddy got killed when he was a baby. As soon as he had adolescent, he resembled his dad. So she started him. She's the one that put his head up initially. That's why, allegedly. I might be talking too much.
Nah, go ahead. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. We loving this. We loving this.
Yeah, but, allegedly, that's why he took Kim Porter out, because he has sex with his daughters, allegedly. The twins. The whole family has sex. The same girl, I was telling you about that, the Jane Doe, the 11 and 14-year-olds, the same girl he made strap Justin Bieber down, and she had to strap him down while Diddy and two of his sons took turns, and she had to sit there and watch, and Justin Bieber was crying and begging to be let up, and when she went to unloosen him, Diddy socked her in the face in front of Justin Bieber. So we trying to get with Justin because he would cooperate. Allegedly, Justin, get at me, Justin. We be confidential. We ain't got to tell the press, nobody. Holler at me, Justin. I'll put y'all together. She was there, you was there. I was already out of it. She told me that story, but Justin, I got you.
Yeah. Also, you saying Diddy and Nelly was in bed together?
He's had a threesome with Diddy and Nelly. Yes, the same Jane Doe. This Jane Doe was around from 11 years old to about 15 years old. Bore 2 kids. I'm not going to say which one she believe are hers that he's been raising. You know what? On a side note, where is the white girl? Where's the white girl that he adopted?
I got asked about that today earlier in the interview. I think her name is Ava Combs.
Where is she? They said, the twins are staying with one of Kamara's friends, or Kim Porter, whoever. The son's been in New York and back and forth to LA. Where's the white girl that they was online bragging and proud that they saved her life and everything? Where is the white girl?
She done disappeared.
Ava. Where's Ava? I won't call her the white girl. Shout out to my white people.
Exactly.
My mom's half white. I love white people. I'm white. It's white in me. Where's Ava? Everybody, can we do a campaign? Everybody, hashtag where's Ava?
Where's Ava? We need to get some shirts made too.
Right, where's Ava? Mask, all that. Booty shorts, we can twerk to it, all that. You know what I'm saying? I got you.
Man.
That's to be continued.
Boy, you done gave us some jaw-dropping information so far, man. This is, whoa.
Like Black Rob. Shout out to Black Rob. Whoa.
Now tell us a little bit about how he ended up putting you with Jacob the Jeweler, and tell us how that Jacob the Jeweler story went down.
Yeah, so the first party I did, it was above board, it was I networked. Excuse me, I saw everybody. I was there front line, like, I was calling back home to the Cali people, like, hey, you'll never believe this, like, for real, like, and then next party, it was like, yeah, you want to rap, you want to sing, right? You dance at the club, right? He started out like he was turning me point me in the right direction. Because, everybody's been to the strip club. And every girl that's been a stripper knows you love the guys that come in. And if they're not the ones spending money, they point you to their homeboy that is. Have you ever seen a bachelor party come in and they be like, it's not me, but get him. He's the one paying for everybody. So it was kind of like he did that. Like he took the mindset that I had of being a dancer, of like, while you at my parties, I'm going to point you in the right direction. You take care of them, and I'm going to put you on. That's how I understood it. Coercion of the heart. And because I wanted to be on so bad, and he was actually real, Puffy. It wasn't like it was Puffy's assistant. It was like real Puffy saying it. I believed it. And I'm like, I had already been manipulated by Jake Steed and did, movies that got me nowhere. I was dancing at Larry Friend's Hustler Club only because me and Anthony Gallo, I got robbed for everything. And it was go back to Cali, broke with everybody laughing, or you start dancing. That's how I ended up starting to dance. I'm dancing. We have a nice lifestyle. We got a doorman building, you know what I mean? But Diddy said, I just got to basically do the same thing I've already done that's got me nowhere and it's going to get me somewhere. Coercion of the heart, I was with it. But then as he kept adding on, so that night I was asked to wear a black dress at a white party, but I didn't think nothing of it. Like, he always supplied the uniform. That's another thing. In the Vibe magazine, let me go back to Vibe magazine real quick. I never signed a release. I wasn't paid anything. I didn't even know I was going to be in Vibe magazine. I woke up to Anthony getting a phone call from one of his model homeboys, like, hey, you know your girl in Vibe magazine, because back then, when a new story or a new campaign came out, it was on the newsstand and everybody went out to get it. It was an East Coast thing, because in Cali, we didn't do shit like that. Nobody rushed out to get the latest magazine, but in New York, they did that shit. So we had just had the night before, so we laying in the bed naked, and I wake up to him smushing my head in the pillow, like, what the fuck you doing in Vibe magazine? I'm like, what? I'm in Vibe magazine, like, what? He was like, yeah, Nelly just called. That's his homeboy Zanell. Shout out to Zanell. He went on doing a lot of stuff with Diddy, Zanell, Figueroa, I don't know. Yeah. But he was like, yeah. So I'm like, what? He's like, so we got jumped up, put our clothes on, doorman opened up the door for us. Right there was a newsstand. Diddy's on the cover on the boxing gym, you know what I mean, with the gloves or whatever. We open up, flip through it, and there I am. That picture that you see, big as day. I had no idea. That picture was taken in 2004. They didn't run a story to 2006. I had no idea that they put in there, Diddy supplied the clothing. Then they put the caption, guest strikes a revealing pose. I wasn't a guest. Who would I be a guest of? Who knew me? You know what I mean? Did Mary J. Blige say, come on, Sheree? And then if I am a guest, the audacity of me thinking I could just come in some little ass go-go shorts and a bikini top to somebody's exclusive white party with all kind of millionaires, and I'm a guest of who? But I'm their guest, and I'm gonna just show up like that, not in a nice elegant gown or nothing. I'm gonna just show up all hoochie mama. No, I was on his event staff, but that's how they got away with putting me in there without trying to give me no employee credit. Right. And then I found out later, another reason why they put me in the Vibe magazine is so all the guys who wanted extras would know who to look for at the parties and to laugh at me because they took advantage of me after they drugged me and I was unconscious. The Fed said, well, allegedly, I'm not gonna say, someone said that when they did the raid, I'm on them tapes and there's multiple A-list celebrities running a train on me, including certain people that are presidential.
Whoa. Man. I don't know what to say, man. She has a lot of pictures. She got a lot of information. And she said a lot of names. Jacob the Jeweler, everybody know who that is. He was really big back in the day. You just saw Rev run in one of the pictures at Diddy party, and it's hard to distance yourself. This stuff was done 20, 30 years ago, and wow. I mean, it always say, whatever you do in the dark is going to come to the light. So I guess that light is shining bright. But what I'm tripping on is the 11, 14-year-old. I mean, she kind of went in and out with that age. But at the same time, I mean, that's not far-fetched. I mean, you see girls every day that you have to question, like, say, man. And, Luke talked about dealing with a chick that was, underage, and her mom was cool with it. Like, they set them up on it type stuff. So, I just say, where's the parents on that? Like, that's the parents' fault. You're not watching your kids. You're not doing right by your kids. But, man, you got J-Lo supposedly did some of these things. And it's going to really be hard for people to distance themselves from this. Like they said, there's some big name celebrities on this tape and on these tapes. That dude going down, man. I believe her. I don't see how a person can have a story like that or just tell the story like that and just went from when she went to New York, met him, you know, doing different things. And then she has the picture with Vibe. Like, Vibe. That was a big, you know, publication. That was like, especially in the black community, like, we all had that. I know I did. We used to watch television shows of BET and stuff, and, you know, BET is not what it used to be. You know, but Vibe was a very, very reliable source for the entertainment information and stuff. And she's in there in a picture at one of the parties. And if you remember, you know, or if you looked it up, everybody's talking about how Diddy parties when you come in, there's dancers all over the place. Even that girl who did the thing, can't remember her name, but she did the video talking about how she ended up at Diddy party with the Prince. Man, it's getting wicked, man, and it's gonna be crazy when all this is revealed, because some of these people, your favorite actors and singers and rappers and politicians and even pastors. Man, it ain't funny, but it's one of those things, like, that darkness gonna get revealed, man. Whatever's in your heart gonna come out. And I know it may have taken a long time for it to come out, but that don't change the fact that some of this stuff is sickening. Sickening. Real sickening. Man, but that's the video. If you want to watch the full video of what Lionel B put out, man, shout out to Lionel B. He did his thing on this interview. I had to review this, man. But the link will be in the description to watch the rest of it. It's more to it. If you want to hear that, he's talking about doing another interview with her. Man, when that stuff come out, man, it's gonna open the floodgates. Everything that you thought you knew about these people and all this love people be passing out over these people, man. Nah. That's why you don't idolize people, man. You know, the Bible talks about that idolizing and these idols. I never was into celebrity like that. I mean, you see people and you like, man, it's an amazing thing to see some of these people that you grew up watching and stuff like that. But I never idolized them. I always felt like they normal people. They doing the same things that we're doing. They put their pants on the same way I do. So, but I know I don't do I don't do these things that they're doing. Woo! It gets crazy out here. But if you like the show, man, hit that like button. Hit that like, man. Subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment what you think about the video, what your thoughts about it. And, man, please go to the channel, Lionel B. Watch the rest of the video. I swear, man, that content creator got some good content, man. I like his content, and I've watched him for a few years now. But like I say, that's been the show. You know what time it is. It's your boy KD, and I'm out, and it's just been my opinion.